Hello, learners! Welcome to English 10 class. How are you today? Our topic is expository writing, its structural elements, language features, and types. For this week, you are expected to identify structural elements, language features, and types of expository writing, and write specific types of expository essays based on current issues. What is an expository writing? Exposition is a type of oral or written discourse that is used to explain, to describe, to give information, or inform. As mentioned above, this includes all types of factual writing like textbooks, news stories, technical guides, and pieces of business writing. Now, to clearly determine the difference of expository writing to other types of writing, let us have the following. Descriptive writing. It creates a sense of time, place, and experience in the reader's mind. Narrative writing. It can be fiction or nonfiction. It can also occupy the space between these as a semi-biographical story, historical fiction, or a dramatized retelling of actual events. It tells a story. Persuasive writing convinces the reader that a specific position is the right position. Expository writing gives the reader the facts they need about a specific topic to deepen their understanding about it. Expository writing is factual, usually presented in a linear format, always presented in a logical format, objective, and clear about its purpose. Expository text includes textbooks, nonfiction trade books, newspapers, magazine articles, directions, essays, speeches, user manuals, government documents, news articles, instruction manuals, recipes, city or country guides, and language books and self-help books. An expository essay's structure has three basic parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. In the introduction, it lays the foundation for the essay. It gives the reader an overview of your thesis. It has an opening sentence to get the reader's attention, and it is followed with a few sentences that give your reader some context for the information you're about to write. The body. At a minimum, include 3 to 5 paragraphs in the body of your expository essay. The body could be considerably longer, depending on your topic and audience. Each paragraph begins with a topic sentence where you state your case or objective. Each topic sentence supports your overall thesis statement. Then, each paragraph includes several sentences that expound on the information and/or support the topic sentence. Conclusion. The final section of your expository essay should give the reader a concise overview of your thesis. The intent is not merely to summarize your argument, but to use it as a means of proposing further action, offering a solution, or posing new questions to explore. You don't have to cover new materials related to your thesis, okay? This is where you wrap it all up. The language features of an expository text are as follows. It is precise. It is focused on the topic or subject. It uses domain-specific vocabulary. It doesn't use figurative language. And it uses transitional words or signal words which help the readers understand and follow where the text is leading to. We will learn more about this during the discussion. There are numerous ways to present topics in a piece of expository writing. They are the types of the expository writing: description, sequence or chronological order, comparison or compare and contrast, cause and effect, and problem and solution. Description. Here, the author describes a topic by listing characteristics, features, and examples. The transitional words, the language feature used here, the signal words are, for example, for instance, specifically, in addition, described as, to illustrate, another, such as, first, second, third, including, is like, characteristics. Example, the Olympic symbols consist of 5 interlocking rings. The rings represent the 5 continents: Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, and South America, from which athletes come to compete in the games. The rings are colored black, blue, green, red, and yellow. At least one of these colors is found in the flag of every country sending athletes to compete in the Olympic Games. Sequence. The author lists items on events in numerical or chronological order. The signal words are, for example, therefore, first, second, third, before, after, then, finally, in conclusion, previously, now, later, next. Example: the Olympic Games began as athletic festivals to honor the Greek gods. The most important festival was held in the Valley of Olympia to honor Zeus, the king of the gods. It was this festival that became the Olympic Games in 776 BC. These games were ended in AD 394 by the Roman emperor who ruled Greece. No Olympic Games were held more than 1,500 years. Then, the modern Olympics began in 1896. Almost 300 male athletes competed in the first modern Olympics. In the games held in 1900s, female athletes were allowed to compete. The games have continued every 4 years since 1896 except during World War II, and they will most likely continue for many years to come. Comparison or compare and contrast. The author explains how two or more things are alike and or how they are different. Signal words, but, on the other hand, instead of, as well as, similar to, different from, however, nevertheless, although, also, in contrast, alike, same, same as, either or, in the same way, just as, likewise, in comparison, and whereas. The modern Olympics is very unlike the ancient Olympic Games. Individual events are different. While there are no swimming races in the ancient games, for example, there were chariot races. There were no female contestants and all athletes competed in the nude. Of course, the ancient and modern Olympics are also alike in many ways. Some events, such as the javelin and discus throws, are the same. Some people say that cheating, professionalism, and nationalism in the modern games are a disgrace to the Olympic tradition. But according to the ancient Greek writers, there were many cases of cheating, nationalism, and professionalism in their Olympics too. Cause and effect. The author lists one or more causes and resulting effect or effects. Signal words are because, consequently, since, therefore, so that, thus, as a result, not only but, if then, this led to, reason why, may be due to, for this reason. There are several reasons why so many people attend the Olympic Games or watch them on television. One reason is tradition. The name Olympics and the torch and flame remind people of the ancient games. People can escape the ordinariness of daily life by attending or watching the Olympics. They like to identify with someone else's individual sacrifice and accomplishment. National pride is another reason, and an athlete's or a team's hard-earned victory becomes a nation's victory. There are national medal counts and people keep track on how many medals their country's athletes have won. Lastly, problem and solution. The author states a problem and lists one or more solutions for the problem. A variation of this pattern is question and answer format in which the author poses a question and then answers it. Signal words because, since, consequently, so that, nevertheless, a solution, however, therefore, in addition, as a result. One problem with the modern Olympics is that it has become very big and expensive to operate. The city or country that hosts the games often loses a lot of money. Stadium pools and playing fields must be built for the athletic events, and housing is needed for the athletes who come from around the world. And all of these facilities are used for only 2 weeks. In 1984, Los Angeles solved these problems by charging a fee for companies who wanted to be official sponsors of the games. Companies like McDonald's paid a lot of money to be part of the Olympics. Many buildings that were already built in the Los Angeles area were also used. The Coliseum where the 1932 games were held was used again, and many colleges and universities in the area became playing and living sites. Now, those are the types of expository text. In a nutshell, for example, the doctors and experts explain how a certain coronavirus variant affect humans and shows different ways on how we could avoid and survive it once infected. This can be done through videos, illustrations, photographs, or brochures. Now this time, let us identify how well you learned from the discussion. You're going to choose the letter of the correct answer and you have 10 seconds. Number 1. What should you do in an expository essay? Tell a story, persuade people, explain like an expert. Yes, letter C. Number 2. If the writer's purpose is to explain what happened to Houston when Hurricane Harvey hit, he or she would use what text structure? Sequence or chronological, cause and effect, description. The answer is cause and effect. Number 3. If a writer's purpose is to explain how Houston looked after Hurricane Harvey, he or she would use what text structure? Sequence or chronological, cause and effect, description. The answer is description. Number 4. If a writer's purpose is to explain all of the features of the new iPhone, he or she would use what text structure? Sequence or chronological, cause and effect, description. The answer is description. Last number. If a writer's purpose was to explain the events leading up to Hurricane Harvey, he or she would use what text structure? Sequence or chronological, cause and effect, problem and solution. The answer is sequence or chronological. Good job! For the assessment, in your module, you are going to write an exposition or discourse of not less than 5 paragraphs about modular learning amidst COVID-19 pandemic. Choose one type of exposition for the essay. These are the other optional topics to choose from. COVID-19 vaccine in the Philippines, victim blaming, cyber bullying. This will be your guide in doing the write-up. Next, for the additional activities, from the list of ideas or topics below, develop a paragraph using comparison and contrast. Choose only one from these topics: Wattpad and Webtoon, love and friendship, mathematics and English, Facebook and Instagram, shopping at stores or online shopping. And the rubrics that you are to use are the following. Expository text provides facts in a way that is educational and purposeful. The text is fact-based with the purpose of exposing the truth through a reliable source. True and deliberate expository text will focus on educating its reader. Other descriptors of exposition are clear, concise, and organized writing. Expository text gets to the point quickly and efficiently. Reading expository text and writings will give a lot of inputs on a certain topics or undertakings which make them significant in our daily lives. Thank you for listening. I hope Thank you for listening. I hope you did learn. You may submit your output in our G Classroom or in school during the retrieval day. That's it for today. For clarification and inquiries, you may reach me in my Facebook account. With Mumsy, English is fun. See you in my next video. Keep safe and God bless.